Well, good morning. Good morning to our college division and campus HR contacts, and thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We just wanted to share with you what we're calling a departmental facilitator and what their responsibilities will be. And so we'll give you some background on, you know, who these people are and what our thoughts were behind this role. So let's get started. All right, so today's agenda, we're going to do a quick overview of the time and labor and absence management overview. We're going to talk a little bit about the TL-ABS approver responsibilities. Then we're going to move right into our departmental facilitator responsibilities. We'll talk a little bit about a training schedule, which we have finalized. Some planned communications that will start coming out today and next week. Additional reach outs from the project team, where to find project information, and questions. And before I move forward, I'd just like to let everybody know that Teresa Blair is here today helping me out, as well as Connie Thompson and Jennifer Story. So, and throughout the session, just ask your questions, and then we'll take all those questions at the very end. All right, so as you all know, hopefully you all know, that we are in the process of implementing a new time and absence reporting system that will replace ITAMs, and that is just coming in a few months. We're getting really, really close, and our scheduled go live is August 1. So with this implementation, we're going to be introducing a new time and labor module, and that's where employees will report working hours and leave using timesheets and employee self-service. And so all of you folks and all of the employees are now familiar with going in there to update their banking information and also to do some HR things as well. And then managers will also go in to approve time through the manager self-service. Absence management is also going to be a new module that will be added where employees will request paid time off, such as sick leave, annual leave, and other types of leave in employee self-service, and then service and managers will then approve in manager self-service. And then all of those absences will be transferred to time and labor for payroll purposes. So one kind of feeds into the other very nicely. So who will be impacted? So all employees, students, staff, and faculty currently using ITAMs for time reporting will be directly impacted. And so next week, we're actually going to be sending out a reminder to all staff, students, and faculty, letting them know that, just a reminder that this is coming and to point them to where training will be available. And we'll show you that website at the end of this presentation. So what are some of the system benefits? I think one of the huge benefits is that it's just easy access to timesheets in employee self-service. And now we're going to be bringing everything together into one system. Excuse me. Pay stubs and time cards will now be in one system in our HCM PeopleSoft, and you'll be able to access all of that through ESS. There'll be some great efficiency in payroll processing, manager validation of employee time, and then some greater reporting capabilities for managers and also for TL-ABS approvers. So we have reached out to all of you in the last few weeks, asking you to identify your TL-ABS approvers and sending those names into us. And we've kind of compiled all that together. And so we just want to remind you that as a TL-ABS approver, you're intended to be a backup to the manager. The idea is that you don't do their job. The idea is that you actually just, be their backup for any, if they're absent or for any other extenuating circumstances. And then all of you, and I say all of you because majority of the folks that are on this call have been identified as a TL-ABS approver, will have a one-stop shop to view time and absence details and to approve transactions. And Teresa and I are in the process now of helping the project team do some system integration testing, and we're very excited because we're getting in there and we're actually moving around on those screens, completing some timesheets, requesting some absences, and becoming very, very familiar with those pages so that when it's time for us to train you folks, we're familiar with that process and we can walk you through that. We were just talking this morning about how efficient it is. It's very quick. And then the TLABS Approver Work Center is fabulous. You go there and you can do everything you need right from there. So in this Work Center, you're going to have access to all employees within your department. You're going to be able to enter and adjust time on behalf of employees. You're going to be able to request and adjust leave on behalf of your employees. You can cancel an absence for an employee. You're going to be able to approve time and leave from there, view compensatory, time balances and usage, and then view leave balances and usage. One thing, though, that's very important for you all to know and share, if you know that there are some TLABS approvers that you know of, that all TLABS approvers will be required to attend the training before you are granted this role in HCM. This training will be virtual, so we will use Teams meetings to do the training, but we will be giving everybody in that training an opportunity to practice the work you do as a TLABS approver in this new system. So we're going to have about 25 per class. We're trying to keep it smaller so that when it is time to get into the training environment to do some exercises, then a week, Teresa and I can actually have some good control over anything that's happening and be able to support all of the folks that are attending. So very important, training is required before the role is given. So that leads us to the departmental facilitator responsibilities. So as the TLABS approver, all of those identified will receive required training. And in that training, we're going to teach you, we're going to show you how to enter and adjust time, enter and adjust absences. And that is key because that is what your employees will do in employee self-service. And, we have a large number of employees that are going to be using this new system to enter their time and absences. And we are going to make sure that there's some great online resources available. They're going to be on demand in a self-paced format that will include recorded webinars and printable job aids. But it's also very important that these folks have frontline support once we are live in HCM PeopleSoft. So who better to be that frontline support than you guys as the TLABS approver, because you'll already be familiar with how to create a timesheet and request an absence. And so our thinking as the project team was that all TLABS approvers will then be what we're considering or calling a departmental facilitator. And that will be frontline support for students, staff, and faculty within their assigned departments. So all of those approver assignment spreadsheets that you sent to me, you have all of the names listed and those departments that they're responsible for. Well, they will also be the departmental facilitator for those departments. And as I said, you're going to receive that required hands-on training in PeopleSoft and on process changes so that you may assist your end users within your departments. And our goal is to provide a campus community with a support system as we learn how to use this new system together. And you or the TLABS approver as departmental facilitators will play a key role in making this happen. I would like to make a note on those approver spreadsheets. Some folks were only identified as needing the TL approver role. And those folks will not be considered departmental facilitators because they will only receive training on the time and labor side and not the absence management side. So they will receive required training before they receive that role in PeopleSoft, but they will not be considered a departmental facilitator. So what are the responsibilities? What will be departmental facilitators' responsibilities? So you're going to assist in communicating important information regarding the new system. So once we go live, Teresa and I are going to be scheduling some regular meetings. It may be, after we go live, maybe within the first couple of weeks, we'll have a session and probably plan them out every 2 weeks, so that it'll give you guys the opportunity to provide feedback to us and that we can give to the project team. And also if we have any new information regarding the new system and anything that everybody needs to be aware of, we'll share that information with you so that you can then pass that on to your employees. Also as facilitators, you're going to develop a strong understanding of processes and changes and how to use that system. You're going to gather feedback from employees on how they view those changes and get that back to us. You'll be able to email all of that, all those questions and concerns to cmteam@sc.edu, and then help troubleshoot employee questions and concerns. And so the thing is, as I said, we have so many employees that are going to be using this system. It's going to be impossible for our support team or even the service desk to provide the service that they need, hands-on, immediate, right there within their area. And as a departmental facilitator, you will be able to do that. So we're going to show you in a minute where you can find a listing of all of the facilitators. And we're also going to be directing the service desk to this list of facilitators as well, because if an employee calls asking for help regarding, completing a timesheet or requesting an absence, then the service desk person will actually be able to go out to our departmental facilitator table, put in their department number or name, and then direct that employee to reach out to that person. And we just want to make sure that student, staff, and faculty are directed to the right people when they need help with entering time and those leave requests. So we do have a training schedule created and it's ready to go. So we just want to make note that housing facilities and 28-day police have set training dates, as you can see here, identified by TL and housing and facilities, 28P and HF. The reason for that is because we have additional specialized training for those folks. They have additional things that they will have to do. And so we've offered them a couple of different dates. The other dates that just say approver, those are specifically for TL ABS. And so there will be many options to choose from. So hopefully you guys will be able to find a date that works for you. We know that this is during summer and that there's vacation happening, but we have a lot of date options and times. And so hopefully you can find one that works for you. TL is identified for time and labor only. And so we have about 20 folks that were identified just as time and labor, and we'll be giving them 2 options to choose from. More information regarding training will come out in a communication next week. So plan communication. So today, after this, we just kind of wanted to share with all of you guys as the College Division Campus HR contacts what our thinking was, and that all TL ABS approvers will also have the role of departmental facilitators. It's just a support role because you'll already have that knowledge, that system knowledge that will be needed to provide that support for your employees. And so today, at the end of this session, I'm actually going to send out a communication letting all TL ABS approvers know that in addition to being an approver, they'll also provide the support as a departmental facilitator. And you'll receive that as well, but we just kind of wanted to give you guys a heads up. There's just over 500 folks that will be providing support across our campuses. Next week, starting May 3rd, there's going to be a mass communication to all faculty and staff. This is specific to employee self-service, and that's a mass communication coming from the communication office. Then also I'll be sending a targeted email to all managers, anyone with direct reports in HCM, letting them know what their training options are. And if we go back, you can see that the week of July 26th, we have 3 manager options available, and so they'll be able to choose from those dates. And then TL ABS approvers and TL approvers will receive a targeted communication next week regarding training, and all of your options for registering. All those links will be available. And then view-only access. We do have some folks that have been identified with view-only access. You will not receive in-class training, but you will receive some detailed job aids and recorded videos that you can use to find your way in the system. Training reminders, we're going to be sending reminders on June 2nd, June 23rd, and then June 12th, we're going to have all of the ESS and manager training resources available, and so we'll be sending out a mass communication regarding that as well for the ESS side, and then a targeted email to managers. For TLABS, our plan is to have all of the resources all the job aids that you will need available just before your classes start. And I believe that first date is June 28th. So they should be up and ready to go then. All right, additional reach outs. So you guys are aware, because I believe we've mentioned this in emails before, that there will be a second round of work schedule verification reports that will be sent. Right now we're planning mid-July. I think the team is going to be having a conversation. That date may change, but expect an email to come. I will be sending those from CM Team, and we'll have listed all of your employees with all of the hours that, with all of the schedules that you'll identify the last time, and then you'll have to review and make any edits that we will need so that August 1, all of the employees have the appropriate schedules that they need. ITAM's entry and adjustments, deadline communication reminders. There will be a communication coming as well. And we'll be sending an initial communication and then some reminders just to let you know that making sure that everything is entered in ITAMs and any adjustments that need to be done are done before the required deadline. We don't have specific dates for this, but as we get closer, we'll certainly let you know. So we have actually updated the time and labor absence management implementation webpage. And so I want to take you out there right now to show you what it looks like. And let me make it a little bigger. So here is our web page. I'm not sure if you guys have been out there. There was just a little bit of a, just a little skeleton there of information, but we've kind of built it out. So the most important, this information is the same. It's pretty much what we just shared. And down here in the expanded sections, we've kind of separated training by the role that you will have in the new time and labor absence management modules. So the first section is for employee self-service. And so this is just transactions on how to complete a timesheet and how to request an absence. All of that information will be out here week of July 12th. Also, there's a little note here that if they need support, they can do that by clicking, going down into Find Your Departmental Facilitator. Managers will go here, and it just kind of outlines what their responsibilities will be, and that July 12th, I need to bold that, July 12th, the job aids and videos will be available for them. And then we have a time and labor and absence management, the TLABS approver training resources will be made available here June 28th. And just, an outline of what your responsibilities are once again. And this also will include, training resources for housing facilities and 28-day police. That all of the TLABS will be within the same section. Then we have a section just for the time and labor approver, and resources will be available June 28th. And just again, a quick glimpse of what their responsibilities will be. View only access, resources will be available July 12th. And then we're really excited about this part. I'm not sure. And I know, I hope I've made it sound like this departmental facilitator responsibility is not really, it's not extra training. It just means that because you're getting the training as the TLABS approver, you're the perfect person, or you're the, to provide that support for our employees. And, like I said, there's so many, and we don't want them to struggle. We don't want them to get frustrated. We want to be able to provide that support right at the department level, and that's what you folks will be able to do. And so what we've done for our employees is that we've created a list, a table of all of our TLABS approver who will be departmental facilitators. And an employee can come in here and they can enter a department number or a department name. You put department name because not everybody knows their department number. So I can put in controller's office, and I know that this is what I'm looking for right here, the Columbia campus controller's office. And then I can see that Jennifer Burak is my support person, and her information is here. her contact email. So anything that you need, if an employee is out there trying to create a timesheet and they run into a problem, then they can come here, enter their department name, and look for that support that they need. Very excited about this. All right. So I'm going to go back to our presentation. And right now it's time for questions. And Teresa's monitoring questions, so hopefully you guys have some good questions. And if not, that means I've done a great job and we are good to go. I don't see any questions.
No questions yet.
Wow. All right, guys. Well, this is your opportunity to ask. Hopefully you're all excited. Teresa and I get more excited as we oh, that's a good question. Okay. We're all very excited about this new system. And as Teresa and I get in there and we're completing those test scripts and seeing all the new pages and how, easy it is to click around, we're very excited. Caroline is asking, how long after August 1 will ITAMs be accessible? Jennifer Story, we'll pass that over to you.
Sure. So we have a plan to keep ITAMs in a read-only state available, so you can go back and see your employees. But as far as making adjustments and entering time, we haven't narrowed down those dates, but there'll probably be, a strict August 1st cutoff. If any adjustments need to be made, it'll be more of a back office payroll task. So that's why it's going to be very important to get all those timesheets entered and any adjustments that need to be made. But like I said, we will send communications with those exact deadlines, but the timesheets, older timesheets, will be available, kind of a read-only, to do any research or look back on your employees.
Okay. And then Caroline's asking, how long for read-only?
It'll be. I think we have like a 7-year. It's a long time because we'll need it for auditing and reporting. I mean, there's Departmental labor standards, those type of things. So, quite some time. So.
Okay. Got a thumbs up. All right. Are there any special considerations for internal dual employees with multiple departments? We might need more detail.
Yeah. Do you mean from a approving standpoint? I'm not sure I know where you're going with the question.
Yes. From approving standpoint, I guess.
Yeah, so the approvers will be able to see the jobs in which they report to. So if the internal dual and the FTE report to the same department, then those approvers will be able to see both. If they're in separate departments, they'll be able to see accordingly, the manager and the reports to, or the approver from the department side. Does that answer?
We'll wait for him to Andy. Yes, it does. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Becky. We're very excited. Hopefully you guys are. And Teresa and I will be doing the TLABS approver training with support from Connie and Jennifer. So we'll be able to get in there and spend some time with all of you guys. And we'll even show our faces then, because I miss everybody's face. So I think we'll actually start out with that, seeing everybody and saying hello. So any more questions, guys, before we end our session? Will there be a final ITAMS report of missing timesheets around August 1?
Yeah, we're still working on finalizing that. Like I said, when we send that deadline communication out, it'll have some of that information in there. But yeah, we should be able to provide something.
Okay. You're welcome, Andy. Any more questions, guys? Just want to take the opportunity to say thank you to Connie and Jennifer. They have worked so hard to make this as best as possible for all of you guys. They're always thinking about the end users and how to make it, very easy for you guys, and they're doing a fantastic job. We're all working really hard this week and next week on system integration testing, so things are moving along well. Okay, well then I guess, As always, you guys are amazing, and all of your hard work is acknowledged. Thank you, Becky. We really appreciate that. And thank you guys, all of you for getting the reports back on time, and reaching out with questions, and always eager. So quickly you respond to my CMT emails, and I really, really appreciate that. Thank you, Caroline. Thank you, Sheila. And we look forward to getting together with you for training. And as I said, look for some emails from CMT regarding work schedule verification reports, and then also regarding, some ITAMs, and making sure that everything's in on time and adjustments. And then next week, you all will receive communication regarding training, and you'll start signing up for the dates that work best for you. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your day, and I'm sure we'll see you online again soon. Thank you. Thank you, Connie, Jennifer, and Teresa.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.